Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of my September DVD collection update about all the movies that I've picked up in the past month or so. If you guys are watching, if you did not watch part 1, make sure you watch part 1 because this is the first part to my September update. So there was a part 1, and this is part 2 because I picked up a lot of stuff. So this one's going to have a huge amount of stuff, so we're going to try to bunch in I'm going to try to contain everything I've gotten into one video, and depending on the running time or not is whether or not I'll have a part 3. So anyways, let's get to it. First is the 100th Universal Anniversary Edition of The Mummy. This was picked up for $5 at Walmart. Comes with a really cool timeline that shows you all the movies. This is a really cool one. Watch this, and just a really cool action-adventure movie. I think I talked about this in my last DVD collection update, but I'm not sure. Anyways, a really cool action-adventure film that I really enjoyed with Brendan Fraser. Next is Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, Christian Slater, and some other people, Antonio Banderas and Stephen Rea, in a film called Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Chronicles. An old kind of vampire movie where you get to see Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise both very young and both play as vampires. You can see there in the back. Wicked fun. It's a cast of Seductive Spell. Mike Clark from USA Today newspaper says. Anyways, I don't know too much about it because I have not seen it. Picked it up in the $5 bin at Walmart, and I was always really curious about it. It's on Netflix, so if you have a chance, check it out and let me know what you guys think on the comment bar below. Don't give spoilers though, right? Anyways, we'll check that out very soon. This I thought was also one of the best films. This one did critically, it did horrible, but who cares, right? Anyways, it's John Gallagher's Piranha Double D. This was a great film, one of the best films I feel of 2012. It will also be in my top 10 list. So, anyways, kind of funny actually because the boobs kind of pop out on the case, and so does the Piranha Double D. It's kind of a little funny and kind of strange. Anyways, this is really cool. Has a lot of people like David Hasselhoff, Gary Busey, John Gallagher's dad, Clu Gallagher's in it, Christopher Lloyd's in it. A lot of cool special features on here. This is just a fun film. I think people are trying to take the movie too seriously. It's not meant to be. Some scenes are, but most of it isn't meant to be. It's a horror comedy at heart, and it's a great one at that. So if you do watch the movie, try not to take it too seriously and just try to have fun with it, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you try to tear the movie apart and try to put it as something and try to put it on something, then I think you're gonna not enjoy it. But if you just sit back, grab some popcorn and Dr. Pepper and enjoy the movie, I think you're gonna have a great time with it. I sure did. Anyways, that is Piranha Double D. Same guy who directed Feast, if you don't know. The next one is Apollo 18, a found footage film, saying that, this is the reason why we've never went back to the moon, because we found something there, hint, hint. Anyways, I thought this was a really cool one critically. Once again, it did not do very well. You notice a lot of these films I got critically didn't do very well because I tend to like most movies. Not most, but so I tend to like most movies. I try not to be too harsh. Anyways, I thought Apollo 18 was a very well done horror film, found footage. Not a great found footage film, but I thought it was pretty cool. Anyways, if you have a chance, check it out. This next one is actually one of the directors of the Blair Witch Project, and that is called Lovely Molly. If you can see the holographic cover there. Really cool movie. I thought this was very well done. There's some very kind of disturbing scenes, very eerie scenes. There's some pretty sick scenes in this movie, but I really enjoyed it. I thought Lovely Molly was great. It's from the producers of it's the executive producer of Lord of the Rings. But anyways, one of the brothers who directed Blair Witch Project directed Lovely Molly, and it's pretty much about, I don't want to say too much, but in fact, I ain't gonna say nothing at all. If you're curious, watch my review on Lovely Molly. Watched some video to man about a month or so ago, and it was great. Really interesting ending too. This next one is a 6-disc set, a slim set, of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 2. I'll show you. I have not seen this yet, so I can't comment too much. But they really compacted it. You got one disc here, you got one here, you got one there, you got two more, and you got one more here. 6 discs. They really compacted into one slim little set. 22 episodes. hours of stuff, 990 minutes. You know, almost pretty much 1,000 minutes worth of Buffy. So you get all kinds of cool special features on here, interviews, commentaries, and stuff like that. I thought the first season of Buffy was pretty cool, and that's why I picked up the second season for about $9 at a local video store I go to. This next one is an IFC film. You know, I wanted to build up on my IFC Midnight collection. Like Human Centipede 1 and 2, I got to examine my collection. And now I have a Killer Santa Claus movie to add to my IFC collection by the name of Saint Nick. It's pretty much about a killer Santa Claus. He was, Saint Nicholas was killed, with a twist though. It's a little different than you might expect. Saint Nicholas was killed, like, back, I believe, in, like, 1400 AD or something like that. And his ship is burnt. And he comes back to the town to get revenge on the ship and that they burnt and they killed all, you know. So it's kind of, you know, Saint Nick. It's kind of what he looks like right there. Runs around with like a little lance. Anyways, not little, big. Anyways, he runs around like a horse. So it's a little different on the Killer Santa Claus take. I thought it was really cool. It's at its heart, it's a horror comedy. So try not to take too much of it seriously because there are many scenes that are meant to be funny. Horror comedy. Anyways. It really I thought it was kind of an original concept on the Killer Santa Claus genre. This next is another IFC film that I picked up that I watched recently on Netflix. And that is a film by the name of The Corridor. Now, when I think of this movie, I think it's kind of a Stephen King movie. It takes place out in the cabin, out in the woods, and it's snowing, so it kind of has a Dreamcatcher feel. No, it's not about aliens. But I don't want to say too much, but it's about these 5 drinking buddies, and they go out during a midlife crisis to the cabin out in the snow, and they find, I won't say what, but they find, it's kind of obvious, you know, but they find kind of like this thing out in the forest, and it kind of does something to them, and it's kind of about their experiences and stuff like that, and it gets pretty cool. Anyways, The Corridor is really cool. The ending, I'm not too sure about the ending. I think I need to rewatch the ending, because the ending caught me off guard a little bit, and I thought the ending was a little bizarre. So I think I need to recheck it out because of the ending. Anyways, The Corridor, though, is a very well done IFC film. I've always liked IFC stuff. I really think that they put out some great films. Another IFC midnight film is one that Del Toro produced. Guillermo del Toro. Sorry if I mispronounced his first name. Anyways, and that's by the name of Julia's Eyes. I just watched this today, actually, about an hour ago, and this is a great film. It's a Spanish film, to say you guys know, and it was really cool. Some really eerie scenes I felt, and I won't say too much because maybe I might review it later on, so maybe you guys want to look for a Julia's Eyes review video, and if you're curious, just check my review out, and if I don't review it, then just go ahead and go watch it, because I don't want to spoil anything about it. Anyways, Julia's Eyes is a very cool film, definitely worth a watch. And Andrew O'Hare says, "We can only wish that 1 in 20 American horror films were this well made." Now I don't know what that means, because it's kind of a closed-minded term, pretty much saying that, you know, a lot of American horror films suck, and while some do, I still think that there are a lot of great American horror films. Anyways, just an opinion though, right? Julia's Eyes is very cool. Check it out. This next one is an older film, not horror at all, and that is called The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Can't say too much about it because it's been a long time since I've seen it, but you know, it's got Billy the Kid in it. You got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is in it. The same guy who directed Blade also directed this. Kind of a cool. I like that gold. You can see that gold case. Kind of cool, I thought. Sean Connery stars in it. Anyways, I remember years ago when I first saw it, I liked it a lot, so I plan on checking it out again and rewatching it. Next one is the director's cut version of a movie called Dark City. I don't know too much about it, besides a lot of people saying that it's very similar to The Matrix, made in 1999, and this came out in, I'm guessing, in 1998 or 99. Anyways, a lot of people say it's kind of it kind of feels like The Matrix at a few scenes. I can't say too much because I haven't seen it. Anyways, Dark City. Another one is a John Carpenter film by the name of In the Mouth of Madness. Paul Wonder from WBAI says this is the best film in John Carpenter's career. My favorite John Carpenter films are The Fog and Halloween. I extremely like The Fog. It's always hard to say whether or not I like John Carpenter's original Halloween or if I like The Fog, but I don't know. The Fog's really cool. Halloween's really cool too, though. I love Halloween. I watched it not so long ago, and that is film. That is filmmaking at its best. Perfection. All the way. Anyways, also, if you guys don't know how the original Halloween, they're re-releasing it to theaters, so something you might want to check out. Not all theaters are participating, but I believe at least a few in every state will be. So, you might want to check something. You might want to check that out. They're showing a mini documentary also before the re-release of the original Halloween, so it might be something you want to check out. Anyways, I haven't seen this, so I can't say too much. Also, is a Spielberg film and Peter Jackson by the name of The Adventures of Tintin. I have seen this. My mistake. I have seen this, so I can talk about it for a little bit. I thought this was a decent film. I was expecting a little more when I first saw it, but animation-wise, the movie's pretty much. I thought at least photo-like. A very photogenic film. That there's several scenes where the movie feels it feels like it's real life. It feels like it's an animated film, but there's a few scenes in there where it really feels and looks like they're real people and real things are happening. Especially some of the water sequences, and there's a desert sequence that looks very real. And so, anyways, the animation is one of the best things about it. See some of the screenshots down the back. Anyways, kind of just one of those kind of Sherlock Holmes-esque kind of adventure, family, action kind of thing, more adventure. And I thought it was decent. I have a review on Tintin, so if you guys are curious about my opinion, go check that out. I thought it was pretty good though. Not amazing, but pretty good. This next one is I believe it's Spanish. Yes, Spanish. By the name of Rec. Quarantine is actually based off this. I've been wanting to check out Rec for a long time. I've seen Quarantine 1 and 2, Terminal. If you're curious, go check out my reviews. Anyways, I've been wanting to check out the original Rec for an extremely long time, and I finally picked it up. I know Rec 3 Genesis just recently came out for video on demand, so I'm sure I'll like this. I think I'm a huge fan of Quarantine, and I'm sure Rec will be just as good, if not better. I also got Rec 2, Fear, Revisited. I'm not sure if that's part of the title or not. I'm sure it is. I don't know. Anyways, Rec 2 should be really cool. I know Rec 2 and Quarantine 2 Terminal are vastly different. I know Rec and Quarantine are pretty similar in the way they're shot and everything, but Rec 2 and Quarantine 2 Terminal are very different. Their plots are vastly different. The disease and its origins are very different. So anyways, so I'm curious to see on how different they are. So that should be pretty cool. This next one is a sequel to the original 80s Wicker Man, and that is called The Wicker Tree. I don't know too much about it because I haven't seen it. I just actually recently picked up the original Wicker Tree off Amazon. I've seen the remake of Wicker Tree with Nicolas Cage, and I thought that was pretty decent. Thought it was pretty good, and so I don't know to say too much about this. All I know is pretty much about this couple. According to the back, it's about this couple who go to this Scottish lowlands to spread the gospel and to talk about that, and they talk about the pleasures of heaven. And apparently they discover, unholy terror and sexual temptation and stuff like that. And anyways, it sounded pretty interesting, and I really like the cover of this. I like the slipcase a lot. I think the cover with the tree on fire and the little sun symbol in the background. I really like the cover of this. Next is this will actually be the last movie I show in my part 2. I'll have a part 3 also since we're at 14 minutes. But that is, this is a remake, and it's the unrated version of a film called Black Xmas. I have not seen it, so I can't say anything about it. I don't know if it's killings happening. I don't want to read the back because I feel like it's going to give things away. But apparently it's a slasher movie. I'm guessing it takes place on Christmas. Haven't seen it, so I can't say too much about it. Might post a review later on, though, give you my full opinion. Anyways, Black Xmas. So that's my part 2 of my September update for 2012. Stay tuned for part 3. Like, comment, subscribe to the page below, and I'll see you guys later with another video by Centipede Geek.